Welcome back to everyone's favorite show, Eagle Vision.
Ever since Thanksgiving break, I've had no clue what's been going on.
Yeah, me either. And I wonder if Savannah or Ava can tell us something.
Down to you, Savannah and Ava.
Hello, I'm Savannah.
And I'm Ava.
For our segment, we'll be talking about the real world news.
I don't think I'm a huge fan of most of these stories right here.
Yeah.
Maybe we could try CNN.
What?
To talk about rhinos.
I mean,
I'm kind of interested in this one.
yeah.
Okay, maybe we should talk about it.
This week, we'll be talking about microplastics. Microplastics are found in the ocean. Ocean waves such as acoustic waves filter out these microplastics. These waves produce frequencies and separate the microplastics from the water by using pressure.
To help the environment, I am a huge recycler. My family and I recycle at home.
We recycle, we try to buy fuel-efficient cars.
The aluminum cans we keep separate, and all of the aluminum cans go outside to cans for coaches. What more people could do is make the choice to recycle. Maple River Schools seems to be doing a really, really good job with recycling.
Be mindful, be the person to take the step, no matter how little it is.
So now that we talked to some staff, let's go see what some high schoolers have to say.
I don't. Just kidding. I recycle as much as I can, and I use a water bottle that's not disposable, except for this, like, plastic that broke off from big plastic. They could recycle more and not use this. Microplastic is baby plastic that's in the ocean.
Staff wants to remind you to please empty your cans before you recycle them.
Alright, that's all for us, folks. Don't forget to recycle.
Come on, man, we just talked about that.
I'm sorry, man, I just got a little excited.
For what?
Well, you know, Christmas is coming up.
Isn't the play coming up too?
I think so. Let's go down and find out.
Down to you, Sierra.
It's pretty well known that Maple River has some great athletic departments, but what about the activities that don't really get talked about? Welcome to Art Spotlight, where we'll be getting an inside look at what happens behind the scenes. This week on Eagle Vision, we'll be checking in with the theater department to see what they've been doing to prepare for showtime.
This year's musical is Elf Jr. It's about an elf who goes to New York to find his dad.
My favorite character is me because I'm Buddy the Elf, and I feel like his personality and mine just match, which makes it even better.
I'm saleswoman Emma Van Brocklin, a elf, a New Yorker, and I think that's it.
The Greenway because we get to yell at seniors, and it's just really fun role to put on.
Some of the challenges I've come across is getting my lines memorized.
Definitely, since it's my first musical, probably the whole just getting used to it, like the whole acting thing.
My favorite part is going to be the whole thing. The whole thing will be my favorite part.
I'm most excited for all the songs and getting cool music and showing it to everybody.
In the past, Maple River has done a show like Mamma Mia with Mrs. Conover as our music director. Let's see how this compares to then. Mrs. Conover is most excited to see everything to come together for the show, and some of the challenges she's faced is after a year of having nothing, we gotta get back into it, and we have more new people than we do veterans this year. It's showtime, so I gotta go. I'm Sierra, and this has been Art Spotlight.
Thank the Lord we have a segment on that. Otherwise, I would have never known.
Don't they send out an email regarding the play?
Maybe. I don't really know. I don't use my email that much.
Maybe we can get some tips from Big Al.
Welcome to How to Adult, and on today's episode I'm going to show you how You can write a proper email, send a proper letter, or even send a proper text message to somebody, like an adult.
Proper grammar, I think in the morning I use good morning or good afternoon to start out my email to the specific person that I'm sending it to.
For an email, I would say the proper grammar would always be using full sentences. Start out with a correct greeting. Don't use any slang or abbreviations, and then always end your email with a proper signature.
No, I don't think that's a very good idea. Either calling them on the phone or sending them an email depending on what the subject matter is.
Well, I do send text messages to my boss. Sometimes within this building, they're always not in their office, and if I need them right away, any of the administration or teachers even, I'll send a text message and say, hey, where are you guys? I need you down here in the office. So in some instances, it is okay.
Yes, we still send out letters in the mail.
I send paper email for birthday cards or Christmas cards. I always send out Christmas cards, and even packages. I will send packages.
Well, seems like they send better emails and mail than me. Alright, let's go check out some students to see how they produce some mail and send emails.
I'd say putting dear to whoever you're saying, and then writing it like a paragraph, then saying who you are at the end and sending it.
Kind of depends on who you're emailing.
Colin went on to explain how to use proper grammar in an email, and both Colin and Wesley said they still use mail to this day as they send gift cards and gifts to their family and relatives.
Well, that's it for today and How the Teen. Well, back to you guys.
I wish they would have taught us that when we were in middle school.
They probably tried, but we didn't listen.
Well, it's hard to pay attention with Christmas coming up.
Yeah, no kidding. And I got a lot of wishes for Santa this year.
Me too. I wonder what the middle schoolers are wishing for.
Down to you, Kaylee and Josie.
This week on Middle School Minute, we'll be talking about Christmas. So let's go talk to the middle schools and see what they have to say about the holidays.
Family's tradition for Christmas is we usually open our presents on Christmas Eve, and then we open our stockings on Christmas Day. And usually we eat traditional Korean dishes on Christmas as well.
We write each other's names down on paper, and then we put them in a hat, and we draw names for secret Santa gifts. Most of the time, we go to our grandparents, and it's just really fun to do.
We make cookies from scratch every year.
Now that we have discussed with the middle schoolers about what their family traditions are, let's go see what they are hoping to get for Christmas.
According to Today.com, these are the top gifts to get for teens in 2021. A gaming headset, ring light for filming, instant camera, AirPods Pro, clothing, jewelry, shoes. Now that we can see what the top gifts are, let's go talk to some of the middle schoolers.
The thing I'm hoping to get for Christmas is I hope I can grow a few inches before the New Year's.
Books. Maybe a Nintendo Switch.
I'm Kayla Hinniker, and that was Middle School Minute.
Thanks, Kaylee and Josie.
Exciting games this past weekend from both basketball teams.
Yeah, the boys took home the hardware.
I wonder what the reserves have to say about the team.
Let's find out. Fish, tell us more.
This week on Eagle Vision, we will be talking to the reserve players from the winter sports. Now down to Landon Fox.
I help the team on game days by probably cheering very hard and loud. I've been playing basketball since 3rd grade. My favorite starter is probably Mason Shermer. He's got a great attitude and very quick.
I help the team by sitting on the bench cheering and then doing stats.
Played basketball for 5 years. I don't have a favorite starter, they're all equal.
Now that we've heard about some basketball reserves, let's go down to Diesel and talk about wrestling.
Bowden Simon is my favorite starter because has a big butt. I've been wrestling for 9 years. I help the team by cheering them on.
Thank you, Diesel, for telling us about your wrestling experience as a reserve. Now to Scoreboard.
A couple of scores from the previous week. Girls basketball had a close one versus St. James at 50-51. Then the girls traveled to Waterville where they won 57-52. The boys basketball team started their season with the Hardwood Classic tournament last weekend. They played Belle Plaine and won 80-45 for their first game. Then they played Rochester Lords and won 52-42, winning the whole tournament. The wrestling team hosted a meet on Tuesday. Their opponents were Blue Earth, Fairmont, and Lake Mills. The wrestlers went 1-2 in the quad meet. The scores were 34-37 versus Fairmont, 37-33 versus Blue Earth, and 34-43 versus Lake Mills.
So they are pretty helpful.
Yes, we are.
Well, we're almost done with this episode.
Hold up, we have a special surprise segment coming up.
Well, let's find out what that's about.
And welcome to ASMR with Jamie. If you are unfamiliar of what ASMR is, I will give you a brief overview. ASMR stands for
Autonomous
Sensory Meridian Response, or in other words, it's a feeling of well-being, being, combined with a tingling sensation in the scalp, and down the back of the neck, as experienced by some people in response to a specific gentle stimulus, often a particular sound such as Do you have any tingles? I hope you enjoyed this brief segment. I'll see you next week.
Well, that was different.
Yes, it definitely was.
Let's wrap this up and send it down to Caleb and Lydia for our commercials.
I hope I win the scratch off. Yes, I won! Now where should I put my Mega Millions? I know! Pioneer Bank, located on 301 Main Street in Mapleton, has got you covered for all of your banking needs. With their easy online banking app and their drive-up window, you can have access to easy banking whenever you need it. So next time you find yourself in a financial crunch, you know exactly who you can trust. Pioneer Bank. Call now to speak to...
Well, that's all we got for today's episode.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it.